news for the state of Tennessee in 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 is made possible by Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development.
Good morning and thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Amanda Hara. A Tennessee sheriff says his office is receiving threats after an elderly man died after being held at the Monroe County Jail. The case started in February when 74-year-old Elijah Lester Isbell was found disoriented and confused. His daughter and police agreed that he needed medical treatment, but Isbell refused. So deputies arrested him for disorderly conduct and took him to jail. Jail staff says they used a restraining chair to stop him from hurting himself. Isbell was unresponsive for more than 2 minutes before the sheriff's office says that jail staff noticed. The 74-year-old later died at a nearby hospital.
The biggest drop of the ball was when they assured us that they were going to get him medical treatment, and that didn't happen. I feel that he would still be alive today if they had, shown more compassion, more concern.
They were policy violations in the jail. And I see what the public sees when they see this chair. They see how Mr. Isbell was sitting in it, and I don't like it no more than anyone else does.
Well, 3 of the deputies involved are now on unpaid suspension for violating jail policy. A 4th deputy was fired and 2 more resigned. The sheriff says the department has been receiving threats, so for now, he's not releasing the names of any of the deputies involved. A Mid-State mother is accused of shooting her own daughter and is expected to be in court today. Police say the shooting happened in Nashville Monday night. Yolandria Bond said she and her 17-year-old had a fight, and then Bond says she fired a shot through her daughter's bedroom door to scare her. But the bullet ended up hitting the teen in the thigh. Bond is a convicted felon, so she wasn't supposed to have a gun. She's facing charges for that and for aggravated assault. The TBI is adding 2 new forensic scientists to its lab in Jackson to try and speed up cases out of Memphis. Their roles will focus solely on DNA and ballistics evidence testing for the Memphis Police Department. The arrangement was made after conversations between state lawmakers, the director of the TBI, the mayor of Memphis, and a city council member. It'll cost the city about $150,000 a year for each forensic scientist.
I'm Whitney Turner in the WVLT newsroom. A Knox County commissioner is joining the effort to stop a mineral from getting into your water. There have been pushes nationwide to stop the introduction of fluoride in public water systems. County Commissioner Andy Fox wants it out of his district, the Holston Hills and South Knox District 9. He plans to introduce an ordinance soon to do just that. He says there's been court cases that cite studies showing health impacts after long-term exposure. However, the CDC recommends fluoride to be a 0.7 milligrams. That's about 3 drops of water in a 55-gallon barrel. Doctors say while there's not much data showing negative impacts, health organizations still support the use of fluoride because of the data showcasing benefits to community health. However, Fox says there's also ethical concerns.
Even though it has this, this other benefit that pose dangers, but this is also an issue of people's right against having medical treatment imposed upon them.
There will be a first reading of the proposed ordinance at the end of the month.
Well, the NTSB is investigating another plane crash in Middle Tennessee. All 3 people on board this small plane made it out alive. This happened yesterday in Murfreesboro as the single-engine plane tried to land at a nearby airport. Police say the pilot realized they weren't going to make it and instead aimed for a field but ended up in the trees. A lot of people working nearby say they didn't hear anything, and the one who did thought that it was thunder.
She didn't think it was supposed to storm today. And when she came out, we had said, "Did you hear what happened? The plane crashed." And she was like, "Oh, the one in Tullahoma from a couple days ago." And we were like, "No, behind us right now."
Police credit the pilot for avoiding homes, businesses, and a nearby busy road. From looking at the tail number, it's likely that the plane took off from Douglas, Georgia. Anything else about the pilot or passengers is unknown. The NTSB says they're leaving the plane where it is for now as they investigate.
The Knoxville Police Department is investigating whether one of its officers shoplifted from a convenience store. KPD says they began investigating immediately after the store reported it. In their preliminary investigation, KPD says around 10 o'clock Saturday night, Officer Tyler Wheeler entered the store on Kingston Pike. Investigators say he was on duty. He went behind the counter, took multiple pouches of kratom, hid them in his pockets, and left the store. Police issued Wheeler a misdemeanor citation for theft. He's now on administrative reassignment. In a statement, Knoxville Police Chief Paul Noel says they acted quickly and unambiguously. He goes on to say, quote, "Based on our investigation, Officer Wheeler's actions completely disgrace his oath of office and tarnish the reputation of the many men and women of the KPD who serve with integrity." In the WVLT newsroom, I'm Whitney Turner. Back to you.
First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro has a look at the forecast where you live.
And we have nice sunshine coming our way today, Amanda, across the entire state with just a few clouds that'll mix in. Temperatures will be in the 80s, maybe end up pushing near 90 as we go through the afternoon. More cloud cover starts to build in through the day tomorrow. A lot of the day is dry, but don't be too surprised if we do get a spotty shower in one or two spots as we go through the middle of our afternoon. And heading into the evening, I think we'll have a couple more showers and some rumbles of thunder overnight. And then as we work our way to the end of this week and the weekend, there's a lot more rain we have to talk about with your First Alert forecast. So just kind of note how widespread the rain starts to become as we work our way into Saturday morning in West Tennessee. That then continues to spread to the east as we go through the afternoon. So I don't think the weekend is going to be a complete soaker from start to finish. But that being said, if you have outdoor plans, we'll once again have to work around those with the rain showers, as they work their way through. Sunday morning into the afternoon, again, there's more scattered showers and some thunderstorms. As of now, Amanda, no severe weather threat, but we'll continue to keep an eye on things.
A group of Tennessee pastors are worried about the president's tax bill and that it could cause cuts to food programs and Medicaid. They're calling on Senators Marsha Blackburn and Bill Hagerty to vote against it. The pastors say cuts could impact thousands of Tennessee families. The House version of the president's bill proposes cuts to hundreds of billions in spending on Medicaid and would introduce a new work requirement which shortens the enrollment period. The pastors say that the bill benefits billionaires over people's basic needs.
By cutting millions of people off from their health care, leaders like Senator Blackburn are just dividing and harming our already struggling communities, while her rich friends and lobbyists get more tax breaks and get richer.
The pastors say Senator Blackburn's staff listened to their concerns and said they'd follow up. The goal is to get the bill passed by July 4th, but it's expected to face an uphill battle in the Senate. Hundreds of thousands of dollars is now going to help bring back more affordable housing options in Waverly, Tennessee. In 2021, flooding destroyed about 62 affordable housing units in that community. The Waverly Housing Authority has now got $600,000 from the state to help make those units livable again. The soon-to-be updated units are on Richland Avenue. The money will pay for new paint jobs, plus new appliances, doors, windows, and flooring. Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10.